Uh, all right. So, hi.
Hello.
Hi again. We're sitting here for like 10 minutes already because I cannot understand technology. Um, yeah, so this is the coaching session for the beginner level. We are doing this puzzle, which is the Cubby Cats and Succulents. It was chosen by Carlos. And do I say it right? Carlos or
Yes.
okay.
Yes, you're right.
Um, yeah, so maybe first question is why did you choose this puzzle?
Because I feel that this puzzle can be done many different ways. For example, you can do the edges first or not. Because I think the edges, maybe they are not as hard because you have the top part with the jewelry and the bottom part without it. But also maybe that takes too much time because you can start with the cuts. So I don't know what is the best approach to do this as fast as possible.
Okay, so answering that, I think that both approaches are right. Although I never used the first one, just because I am very, it is very difficult for me, at least, to try to assemble something that isn't very unique. So with this edge, if you don't look just at the top section and just for the lower half, there is not that much going on. Even if you can see like this very brown casket, I don't know how it's like underneath the green cat.
Yes.
And the books, yeah, you can see them, but I think that's it. And there isn't really much of a help. But then again, if you're a person that prefers plain sections and just taking the pieces and looking at them and being like, oh, I think just by shape it fits there, and I think this is a good approach. But then again, if you look at the top section, the story is quite different because you have this. If you look at your pieces, you'll see, and I know you saw, that you can try to assemble it the same way as the lower half with just looking at the shapes. But as well, you can just look at those rhinestones and be like, okay, let me find it on the picture. Okay, this goes right there. So this edge takes two different skills. And actually, I would say that I would end with this. Yeah, this would be my close. Maybe the top half would be alright, because even if you do the other sections, they don't really intertwine with the edge, because the edge and the rhinestones are kind of far from the other cats mainly. Yeah, but I guess we'll see. Let's open this thing.
Okay.
I will try to have the box somewhere here so that it is visible. Alright. So, if you have your pieces on the table, what do you do first, like at flipping stage? How do you do it?
I flip and separate the edges.
Okay, so
Even if I don't do it, I separate the edges first.
is there any example that you can think of that you don't do this?
I don't think so.
Alright,
It's something that I have automated, so I always do it like that.
Okay,
Just to not lose time thinking if I have to do it or not.
So this is actually what I do as well. We can start flipping. I'll just talk on top of it.
Okay.
So with the flipping, what I actually find optimal in this solution is that if you just flip and you don't have the edges separated, then what you face, what you have to face is that you will have much more pieces in the main pile already at the very start. So if you are thinking that, all right, I don't want to waste time on just choosing the edges, then all right, but you have to be prepared to,
Yes, then you will lose maybe a little bit. You will lose a little bit more time because you have more pieces.
Yeah.
And especially in this puzzle that there are a lot of brown pieces. So I think taking the edges apart is a good idea.
Yeah.
Just to see less brown in your main pile.
Yes. And yeah, so while you're flipping the pieces and taking the edges out, is there anything you notice about the puzzle?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you're just flipping as fast as you can, taking the edges, and then you're looking at the image and the pieces.
Yes.
Okay, so this is one way to look at this. And the other way is that if you are flipping, and yeah, this is the thing that you don't really want to change your habits in a very rapid way, I would say. Especially with something that is, it should just take a little bit of time and you're done with it, like with flipping and separating the edges. So, I would say that there are some people that while flipping and taking the edges, they can just like absorb the knowledge that comes from the puzzle. Like not just, it's not looking at the image, it's basically...
Yeah, look for the pieces that stand out the most, for example.
Yeah, and maybe if you already, while flipping, have something that stands out, I wouldn't actually recommend to start sorting it or just deciding that you'll sort it later. Why? Because if you just think about it, if you, while flipping, think that something is very... distinguishable from something else, like the rest of the pieces, you always have to look at the picture and be like, is it easy? Because if it stand out, it will always stand out, right? So there are two ways you can go about it. The first one is just sort it out and don't do it. Just have it somewhere else. And what is the advantage of this solution is that when you are looking at the pile, the main pile, you are no longer attracted visually to the most attractive pieces.
Yes, I understand.
And this really helps, but also you can just let it be. And if you are able to, say that, okay, I'm just ignoring them, then it's okay. But it's very difficult to just see through. Let's say you have a puzzle that has one red section, and the rest of it is like brown, and you just say, okay, I don't want to take the red out, and I'll just leave it be. And then you are in this position that, okay, I want to look at the browns and actually say, okay, this brown looks different from this one. It is really hard to do when you have something else that is very, very in your head, in your eyes. So I would recommend to just take it out. And with this puzzle, can you think about something that stands out, but you think it will be difficult to do?
I don't think so, because there are a lot of different things. I mean, there isn't any region that has a lot of pieces. So I don't know what would be difficult.
Okay, but just looking at your pile, is there any color, anything that is like, take me?
But you mean the easiest thing here?
No, don't think about it. Just look at what is like most in your face.
I think this kind of pieces, this texture.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I agree. This is a very attractive section of the puzzle, and you can actually see it stands out because it's a totally different texture. So we can take it out. Let's take it out
Okay.
as much as we can. And while we are doing this, we have to. This is what I said. We have to look at the box and be like, is it good to try to take it out? And why in this example it is good? Because it is very small. And it is not anywhere else in the puzzle.
Yes.
I mean,
It's unique.
if there is like a point in time that you say, okay, they're like in 5 different places, but they're very distinguishable from each other. Like you have 5 red objects, but they all are, kind of different shade, maybe different lines or something like this. Then, of course, but generally, I would recommend to just look, choose, and decide.
Okay.
So are we taking out
I
those pink pieces as well?
Yes.
Under the blue, okay.
Yes.
I don't...
Maybe I'm missing some probably, but
Yeah, no worries.
it is what it is.
Yeah, we just have to look at those and be like, is it kind of enough? Yeah. You don't always have to look for everything because you don't want to waste time on that. But it is good to have this awareness that something might be missing, so you're not fixated on finishing something that you don't actually have. Okay, so we are here with our blue and pink pieces, and what would we won't do this like all the puzzle like this, but in this section, what would you start with if you have those pieces right now?
Probably with the pinks because they are less.
Yeah. So let's do the pinks. And then would you go for blue or would you go for the cat more?
Well, I think the eye is pretty distinguishable, so we can do the eye first.
There are actually 2 eyes.
Yes, I have only one, I think.
Okay. So what it says to me is that you are looking at your pieces more than at the actual image, right?
Yes.
Alright, so you're this kind of puzzler. I know so many like this. It's like a totally different kind of puzzling. Alright, yeah, and I think it went pretty well with this one. Yeah, and now if we cannot finish it, just leave it somewhere with those pieces that you thought that are going to be there, and just remember that it's there.
I finished all my pieces.
Yeah, that's great.
Not the full cut, but...
Right, so now, what I would say for this puzzle, I would say the easiest section is yellow things. Yellow and golden. Why? Because when you look at the cat in the top left corner, it is very, very yellow.
Yes.
The cat portrait in the middle is golden, but you can see clearly that this is like a frame. And the other yellow things we'll also see because the other kind of yellowish objects are as well in the left corner, but also in the right section. But we will tell them apart easily, I think. So let's go to the yellows.
Okay.
Okay, one good thing I see that you are doing is that you are using actually both of your hands.
I try.
This is very good actually. If you if you just try, and eventually it will be very very easy. For me right now, I cannot do this. My left hand is more or less just like brushing the pieces. And my right hand is like, okay, they give me this. Yeah, we have the yellows and you already started assembling it. So can you see on the pieces that they are very, very different from each other already?
Yes. Yes.
Right, so maybe I'll do the pieces that look similar. Are you doing the portrait as well?
Yes, I finished the cut on the second row on the right side,
Okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
and now the portrait.
Yeah, so the portrait can be tricky. This is when you have an object that is very symmetrical, and you are not sure that you have all the pieces, it can be very tricky to decide which way they go.
Yes, definitely. I don't have all the pieces from the portrait.
Yeah, so when we look at the portrait, we can see that it has 3 light corners and 1 darker side on the left, right?
Yes.
What we can do, we can just look at the cat that is inside the portrait instead of doing the actual frames. And the
Yes,
frames
because
will just
probably most of the pieces have a little bit of cut and also a little bit of corner.
yeah,
And the cut is easier because it's more compact.
and the cat is not symmetrical. So you can easily say that this piece should go somewhere around there, and not like we have 3 different options to choose from. Okay. Yeah, I think we are at the same level with the yellows. And yeah, the other thing is that when we have a picture like this, and this is kind of a collage, I would say. It's very collagey. Then we can start to put our already put together sections in approximately right correlation to each other. We don't have to like place them exactly where we think they are going to go, like in set amount of like distance, but we can put them at least relatively to each other in the like right order.
Yes. First the yellow cat, then the portrait, and then the...
Yeah. And we also have the blue cat that is on the right. We can place it under the portrait. Alright, so is there anything else that stands out to you from the pieces?
There is like an intense green.
Intense green,
And also purple.
The smooth greens, right?
Yes.
Okay, we can take the greens then, but we have to focus on those smooth ones, right? Because if we take too much of it, it will be not easy to just choose from them. And then when we take too many pieces, we have to really be aware that we took more than we can actually put together at once, so we can place them far away from the section that we are actually puzzling, so they don't stay in the puzzling area. Yeah, so I think we took the same plant, so let's put it together. I recommend looking at the image to see the right shape of the plant.
Yes. Okay.
And you said that the purple one is standing out. But
Yes, probably this one.
okay. Yeah, I think we can take this section out. Let me find it. Where is it? Where is it? I think I'm missing somewhere. When we look at the box, when we are taking out those, I don't know what, this knitting pattern, let's call it that way, we can also see that underneath it there is a very dark blue sheet with ornaments.
Yes,
So I think
that
we can
has
take,
also
yeah,
like a pattern on it.
yeah, we can take both of those. So because they are close to each other.
Hmm. So if I'm searching for something and then I see pieces, for example, from the first blue cat, I should place it in that moment, right?
And
Or
this is a good question because there are two possible answers. The first one is that if you are going through the pieces that are close to your puzzling area, it's alright to do it. But if you are far away and you have like not that many pieces in your hands, I would recommend to just keep collecting. So the amount of times that you need to go back to, placing the pieces, it's reduced.
okay.
Yeah, and one good advice is that the more spread out your pieces are, the more you will see. It's obvious, but the other thing is that you have to find this very good middle ground because if they are spread too much and you don't keep restricting them, you'll end up with a kind of solved puzzle and you'll have so many pieces scattered all around. So every time you're taking some pieces, you have to ask yourself a question: if it's alright if I can see everything, and if it's fast enough to just grab a few things from this big pile. And then if you have so many spots that are like this here, right? Because you will have so many of them, just push your pieces together and so that they all are in the same section. Unless we are sorting, right? This is a different story. Okay, I don't know where my knitting pattern is, but I have something here. All right.
Yeah, I don't think I got all the blue ones.
Yeah, the blue ones aren't that important. The knitting pattern is better to have.
I'm also sorting the blue under the portrait because I saw that they have like a lot of texture. So
Okay, so
I got like 10 of them.
question to you is, do you think it's easy to do this blue turquoise thing? When we look at the cat figure that is next to the blue cat that we did at the very beginning. It can be confusing.
Yes.
But we'll see. Maybe for you it won't be. Every person, every puzzler is an individual, so there are many strengths to have. Yeah, and the main advantage you can have if you are able to pick sections is that you don't have to commit to them so much. If you think that it's taking too much time, you just have to remember that you have this section already. You can just go away, do something else, and come back because it's there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I can see that you have this turquoise thing, some new pieces for the cat. Alright.
Yes, but I'm missing a lot of blues.
Yeah, we don't care about the blues. Let's just do another thing, because we'll just eventually find them, right? We'll just find them. Yeah, the thing here is that we are not having our solved bits in the right order right now. So we have to rearrange them. Yes. And then when we look at the image, we can see that the blue is connecting to the portrait.
Oh, yes, it's true. Okay.
And this is a hack that works if you are a person that don't necessarily look at the image so often, because if you have your soft bits in the right orientation to each other, then it is more like more probable that you will notice that those things go together if they're close to each other, right? What next? Maybe I would say that the next thing that we can work on is white, but not the white with like a very, very white. So if we look at, let's say, this piece, to the camera.
I can't see it.
Wait, it should go into focus. Never mind. It is this cat.
Okay.
It is like white, but it has a pink undertone, I would say. So if we can find pieces that that are white-ish, but not white, I think we can do at least 3 different objects with it. So let's take some. And if we grab something that is just white, it's not bad. We can later just take everything that is white and figure out it together. No problem. I would say that puzzling isn't really about the right plan. It is about adjustment. Yeah, I think I would just take the whites as well. Some of them that stand out. Some of them are also kind of yellow that we didn't take at the very start because they weren't that yellow, but now they look yellow. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so you have this lower section of the cat that this cat, yeah, this is supposed to be under the green. Very good.
I can't see more pieces from this cat.
Yeah, I think the ones you have is actually more than I do. So just place it where it should be. You already have that. Go to the next thing.
Okay, so can we do now this blue?
This blue, yeah. I'll just take some of those. I'll try to find it for myself.
Also because I noticed that they connect to the portrait. My pieces, so...
Yeah, they do. They do. So we can try, but we have to keep in mind that we cannot confuse it with the cat statue that is on the lowest section. Yeah, so we already have those pieces. I just got them. And with this section, I would actually start with the pieces that have the book on it.
I think also I'm missing pieces again.
if you are missing pieces, we can just go to the other section. No problem. Yeah, this object has only 2 rows of pieces, so we can see that if we have pieces that have the wood on it as well, the part of the shelf, they should go to the lower half of the 2 rows.
Hmm.
Oh, and I have one piece that is from the cat, I think, because it's not going anywhere here.
Yes, I have 2 of them.
I think we are done with this. Yeah, I think we are. So now, what do we do? I would say that with busy images like this, what helps me the most is when I look at the main pile, but I'm not looking like for anything. I am just looking at it. Kind of have, I don't know if you ever done it as a child. You can kind of blur out your vision when you look at the distance. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Never mind. There is this thing that if you when you are looking at something, you can choose with your eyes if the object will be sharp or if it will be blurry. Yeah, I don't know if you're wearing glasses or not.
No.
No. Yeah, so the thing is that if you try to look at the pieces, but not to look for the pieces, but at the pieces, you will notice more distinguishable sections. So if I just look at the pile that I have, the things that stand out the most right now are very bright and maybe not purple, but like orangey, pinkish, something like this, like the lightest things, not the white, but like the most colorful ones. Even the greens, if we collect enough of the greens, we can try to put it together. So I think we can try that, right? Let's take the most bright and colorful pieces.
Okay, but oranges or greens or...
We can take both of them and just put them in 2 different piles, right?
Okay.
Even if we don't know what the pieces are, like what they represent, we can just grab them and decide later if we want to investigate what they are or just abandon them. That's what I tend to do, abandon pieces. Oh, I found the last piece from the knitting pattern. Okay, I think I have the brightest things. I'll look for some more. Yeah, I think it's enough. So, I don't know. I think you do have this section already done, actually. The orange, very small cat.
Yes, but only 2 pieces of it.
It's enough,
not
but
4.
we already have to place it where it should go.
Okay. Oh, I already had one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so.
Also, I'm seeing all the time the polygonal cut on the first shelf.
On the first shelf.
Yes. This...
Oh yeah, we can take this out as well. I already have it actually.
Okay.
Also, I think you might have noticed while looking for the blue sheet that there are some purple sheets, right?
Yes.
So we can take them out as well. Maybe not
I
do
already
them,
have.
but we can take them out.
I have already those pieces here.
Okay, so I'll take them out as well. Because those pieces go to the right low corner. Yeah. And they are not very easy to put together actually, because the thing is very wavy. There is not a straight line. I don't see any more of them. Yeah, but we have those pieces that were... Oh, you're doing the purple sheet, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
I finished.
what stood out to you about this sheet?
What did you say?
What stood out to you about this sheet? What you started with?
With the bottom of that sheet.
Okay, so the I don't know the name of it.
I don't know the word.
But the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I will just continue with those smaller bits of the cats. We have everything in the right place right now. Kind of. Oh, actually, yeah, it is already connecting there for you as well. Okay, I think we can just go to the mode of what is this and let's place it where it should be.
Okay.
So I think in English they call it Dead Reckoning. Yeah, so what we have here, there are some small cats. If I cannot find it on the picture in like 5 seconds, I let it be. Just go to the next one, and very possible that you'll just go to the next thing and then you'll see, oh, there is that, and then you'll have 2 pieces already done, right? Okay, so this is here, the green one. We can also... Oh, you have those green eyes also. Okay. The rainbow cat is on the left top corner. Okay, let me see. Okay, I have a question. Does it help you to have pieces in your hand, like let's say left hand, you have a lot of pieces, and just take those pieces one by one and place it where they should be?
I think it's better if I have it on the table, and then I can try to put them with 2 hands.
Yeah, this is one thing to think about, to like do it with both hands. But when we think about having many pieces in one hand and just taking one by one, we are losing opportunities to notice things faster, right? Because if we have, let's say, 5 pieces and they are on the table, we can see all of them. And if our brain clicks faster for one of them, we are already done with it. But if it's like the last one in our hand, we'll just get it to like... The time is wasted that way. So, as you said, it is very important to have everything laid out so you can see it. I mean, like, there are some situations that you're just... you're so sure that you'll know where the pieces go that you can just take them in your hand, and it's faster because you are closer to the puzzling area. But generally, it is to be avoided, I would say.
Okay. Also, I'm seeing a lot of pieces of the photo on the left side.
Yeah, the photo is very great to have. We can take out those. I think they're just white frames. We can also take the cat, but I always struggle to find the cat. It's easier for me to just look at those very, very white and sharp lines.
Mhm.
Do you find it easier to look for what's in the frame or just look for the frame?
I think I had in mind both.
Okay, okay. That's great. That's very good. Okay, so you already did this puzzle, so what would you say is the most difficult part of this puzzle?
When I did it the first time, everything was a little hard for me.
Because of the amount of objects?
Yes, many different things. And a lot of brown.
Yeah, a lot of brown, but actually when you're left with the brown, I think there are like 10 pieces of brown if they are not the edges, right? They're just brown. Yeah, I think and this is a problem with the detailed puzzles always, that you have so many things to look at that you cannot decide, and even if you just decided what to do, you cannot find the pieces. Then you're looking for other pieces, and you cannot say in which place they should go. So yeah, the busy areas, and because puzzles can be busy and have like blocks of color at the same time, but if we have a busy section or a busy puzzle, I would say it is very good to have in mind that we don't have to follow the same strategy for like all the time we were doing it. So with this one, because I want to give an example here, is that when we look at this, we don't really, as we are just doing this whole puzzle like this, right? We are just looking at the pieces and be like, what stands out, right? And if it stands out, we can either take it, place it, and be like, can I do it? But we should remember that we have to look at the picture, right? And be like, is it actually easy? And is it okay to do it, right? So if I think I'm just repeating myself because I already forgot what I said, but if we have those very, very distinguishable parts, we should consider always if we actually want to do them. And with this one, as you said, with the cat and the frame, you found the pieces, you want to do it, and we can say that this is very unique and only one place. So there are no actual drawbacks to this idea. Also, always like when we have drawbacks, it's not like we cannot do something, but we should think about it. Alright, we have the photo, so we can connect it to the green, right? Great.
I can't.
You already
No,
connected it to the
No,
green.
yes.
Yeah.
You meant that one.
Okay, so what we can also do with busy puzzles, if we have something already done, like here, we can try to start to look for things that should be attached to it. So if we can see, for example, here, right? with this the photo of the cat, we can see that on the right there is something purple going on, and also we have that on the other side with the blue cloth, right? So we can try to look at the picture and be like, is it unique enough to look just for that? And I think with this puzzle we can say that it is, right? Because it is very small, it has those small plants, and it doesn't look like anything else.
Yes, I already found the two pieces that connect with the photo.
Great. Okay. Yeah, so we can look for that. And then we also, while doing the puzzle, we have to think about what is very difficult for the puzzle. As you said, the difficult part is the leftovers, right? The browns, and also the edge. But what is also very difficult here, I would say, is those books.
Yes, there are in many different places and a lot of colors.
Yeah,
and they are really long, not like a square. That is usually easier to do.
Yeah, because squares are like in grids, right? Like 2 by 2 or something like this, and those are just lines that we have to compose. And the good thing to do while speed puzzling is to identify very hard sections, to either just be aware that they exist, because awareness is also key, but to know which pieces to avoid. Because even if those things stand out, like I said, if something stands out and we tell to ourselves that it's not very good to do, then we don't do it. But if we, in the other order, right, we can see that something is very difficult, we can just decide on the spot that we are not going to take those pieces, right? Or we can decide that we want to take those pieces, but we won't do them. So it has to be a conscious decision.
Okay.
Okay, so right now I would say that there are also many plants, so it won't be that easy. So maybe since we already have so much of the whites and yellows and everything done, I think we can just go for the lightest pieces that we have. Either if it's white or pink or anything, we can just take the lightest pieces.
Okay.
And we will see. And the very important thing is that we don't place them right now, because we have so much things already done. So many things already done. We want to place those pieces at this point somewhere around the puzzling area, but not in the middle. Like, you have this corner that you can build in, I have to make mine. So I will place them here and collect some more. And then look what I can do with those pieces, and if I cannot do anything more, I'll just abandon them and just look for something else. And the good thing about this is that we took all of the most distinguishable pieces from the pile, right? And now, even if we don't want to do them, not because we decided that we don't want to do them, but we are just seeing that, okay, this is not going together, then we can just go to another thing. And now when we look at the pile, there are different, most distinguishable parts, right? So I'll just do something with those here. What is also very good to do with detailed puzzles is that you keep reminding yourself what you're seeing, right? If we have this huge row of connected pieces that you have, this is the portrait, the cloth, the photo, and the white cat with the green plant in it, then if you keep naming those things, it is more probable that you will remember where everything goes if you find a piece later, right? Because this picture is not as busy as puzzles can get, but it is very good to have this practice, like you are naming those things so that you have something to pull from your brain, right? If because there are two approaches. You can either just talk to yourself and be like reminding yourself where everything else is, but if you have names, it will be easier for like a brain to just, let's say that the name is like an address, right? Then the address is known, or it was known at some point, so now we can like think not about the exact location, but we can think like, okay, what is like in my brain, what I thought about it before, and it will stand out more.
Okay.
Okay. You have a good bunch of the crystal already done, so we can try to place it in the correct spot, as well as the pinkish cat. And they actually should go together underneath the white cat, right?
Okay, like this.
Yeah, and it already connects. Perfect. Most of the time when we think that something should connect, yeah, because as we all know, puzzlers have only two like states. We have, oh, I didn't know it goes together right now, and I can put it together. And the other state is, oh, I can do it.
Okay, so now I don't know what to do exactly.
Yeah, and this is the moment that I thought we are going to have. So, what we are left with, I can see that you have many whitish pieces on the left.
Yes.
So we can try to look at the image to see if we can identify them. At least some of them.
Yes, I think I can.
And we can place them around where they should go, approximately. Yeah, it's going together very well. So the question is now, if we have any more in the main pile, any more of the light pieces that we missed?
Not many.
Not many, but if we have even like 4 of them, we can take them. And if we don't, we have to decide on another thing to do, right? So we will just, in a minute, try to think about what to do next. And as well, we are right now in a situation when this is what I mentioned in the very, very beginning, that we have many pieces that are just so much spread out that we have to look around. We can right now just take the pieces and try to, you know, make it more dense. So it's based on a preference. You can have them on one side of your puzzle or in front of the puzzle, right? Then I think you're doing the in front approach. Is it easier for you to place your pieces that far away?
I don't think I do it always like this, but now I have the edges in one side and some plants in this side, so there was no option.
Oh, I mean, we could also take those edges and just the edges take to the front, right? And take those pieces, put them more to the right, like this, and have this pile here. But it's just a thing of a preference, I would say so. Many people.
Well, I can try.
Yeah, you also have to put those cats to the right more. Those cats on the left. To the right position that they were. Because we can see that the white cat here, this one, is in the exact same vertical place as the yellow one, right? Oh, alright. This is what I meant. Alright. Take those pieces even closer to yourself.
Even closer.
Those main pile, yeah. Of course, we don't want them to be overlapping on each other because we want to see what is happening. But the easier you have your pieces, the faster you'll find what you're looking for. Or not even find, but you'll automatically look to them more often because you are closer to them. So it will be like an instinct. Alright, so I would say that right now we have two options. We can either go for the books, which I wouldn't go for the books, but this is an option. And also we can go for the plants. But the plant situation is that most of them are not green, right? So we can take all the plants and then from those take the colorful ones. And the greens will be left there and we can decide later if we want to do the greens or just let it be. So let's take those. Even if we have some flowers that we assume that they do not belong to the actual flowers but are an ornaments on the objects, then we can also take them because if we already know that there is something going on with them, then we can tell later that, okay, this is not a plant, this is an ornament, so maybe I should look for the ornament, right? If we only have the idea of existence, like that something exists or that something is not right, then we are in the lead, I would say. The worst that can happen is to be unaware in speed puzzling. Alright, and we are taking those colorful bits of the plants. Yeah, some colors. And now, can we look for the colors?
Okay.
Maybe for the most obvious ones to start with. The most important thing with those kinds of images that we have so many things going in so many different directions and in so many different places in the puzzle is to not be overwhelmed. So if you ever feel like I cannot find it, I cannot, you just have to breathe and be like, okay, so I let it be, it will go together sometime soon. I just go to something else. In this particular example, I would say that it is doable by people who are not good with details because so many things are kind of unique. Like, there are not that many very similar objects. Even the plants, when you look at them, each of them has a different structure and different texture, right?
Yes.
So the most important thing is to be calm enough to just look at them and not to be, okay, I need to do it fast, I need to do it fast. If we slow down and allow ourselves to just absorb the image, it will go much faster if we always want it to be fast. Yeah, we are doing amazing with those plants, I would say. Do you still have some of the colorful ones left?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so if when we are at the point that you don't, then we will have to talk about what to do next, because the next thing is crucial.
I don't know where this goes.
5 seconds and
Here.
Yeah, so exactly 5 seconds. From what I can tell is that you are very good with rotating your pieces in your hand. Not that many people can do it, actually.
What else? No.
So
Okay,
you even started doing those green sections as well.
Which one? You mean?
the very green, like, because we were talking about doing the colorful plants, and you already started doing the greens as well.
Yes, because I have no other plants left, I think.
Yeah. And this is very good to be able to switch so fast. Let me.
Oops, I dropped a piece.
What is this? I'm confused. Okay. So from what I can say and tell is that you also start. What are those pieces on the very right?
Those?
Yeah.
Some of the cards that should go here.
Okay. So this is a very good practice actually. So you already know that those pieces are there, but you are not doing it because it is not easy right now.
Yes, and because maybe I cannot get all of them, so I
Yeah,
know there will
yeah.
be a lot of
Very true.
gaps.
So I'll try to collect them as well. So we are at around the same position. So there is a blue one, a pink, and two kind of everything.
Also, I think now I'm ready to do the cut that is on the left to the cut where we started. This metallic cut.
Metallic cut, yeah. So we already used those turquoise pieces for the object underneath the portrait. So right now, anything that we find that is metallic, we can use it here. I mean, also if we could find it earlier, and we are very capable, there is no problem of doing it faster. But as I said, speed puzzling is all about adjustment. Because even if you can do something on like, let's say day 1, then on day 4 you not necessarily will be able again. And it also happens in competitions, when you, let's say you are doing a puzzle that went pretty well in the competition, or the other way, it was really rough. Then when you do it again, it's not necessarily because you know at the image that it's going faster, but also you unlocked something in yourself, right? I don't know if you ever had an experience like this, but it happens quite often, at least to me, that I have this sensation that when I'm in the competition, sometimes, not always, I just notice that I am not able to do something that I normally would be able to.
Yes, it happened also to me.
Yeah, and as I said, it's just all about understanding and not being frustrated with yourself. This is very important to know what you are capable of so you can use it, but also to not be really harsh on yourself, because every day is different and sometimes it just doesn't click. Alright, so you're doing the cats, and those cats are already done. So, what we'll have left after the cats are very wishy-washy things, I would say. So, what you are looking for right now? Those are the plants, right?
Some plants, yes.
Okay, the plants. So I don't have other plants. Oh, I have to. So after the plants, we'll take a very short break and we'll discuss what is the plan for the next few steps.
Okay.
Are you done with the plans?
Yes, I think
Okay,
so.
so right now, what we have left are browns, books, rhinestones, and some random parts of the things that we already did. So, what I would say, we have two options from now on. We can either try to find everything to fill those missing bits of what we have, or we can decide on a new thing to do. And actually, at this point, I think we have a thing that we could start with. And that
I
would,
think
yeah.
what I can see in my main pile is a lot of purple from the
Yes. So we can go for the purple, and while we are doing the purple, we can also take some pieces that we recognize. So we are taking all the purple, but also when we are going through the pile, you will notice something that you already know, right? So also take it. But the purple is a very good idea. And then after the purple, I think we can agree that we have some yellow books and yellow details left. So we can try later to focus on them. But we also have the purple. As I saw, you already started doing the ribbon under the white cat on the top.
Yes.
Yeah, so...
Okay, so this book is this one.
Alright, so you built the purple book here. And started the other one. Right. Okay. So you are now picking what exactly? Other books?
Yes, more books.
Okay. Small books, so those very tiny ones. Right. And why small books? Why would you choose those?
Actually, I think that it was just a coincidence that maybe I saw something, but
Okay, this is a
I
valid reason
wasn't.
actually. If you just saw that it's standing out, this is a correct decision always. Even if it doesn't lead to anything, it is always a good decision.
I think the book on the right, on the first row, that has the vertical things, could be easy as well. I don't know.
The first on the right?
Yes, on the right side, on the last column. That book under the white cat.
This one.
No, right side. Green, the green one.
Oh, this one.
The right. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but looking for it might be tricky. But we can
Probably.
we can try to look for the green. At this point, we should know the image pretty well, anyway. So whatever we take is probably going to be easy to identify. But there are some very tricky books that are under the orange cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they also have flowers on them. And this is not necessarily something that you notice by just trying to solve it as fast as you can. So it's just an observation. Okay, I think at this point, I don't know if you do, but I also have many very light pieces happening in the main pile.
Light pieces.
Yeah, like tiny bits of different bigger cats. Do you have something like
Yes,
this?
probably, yes.
Yes,
I
so
can
maybe
pick some.
try to pick them out and see if you can recognize which cat it is.
Okay.
This style of puzzling can kind of feel chaotic to some people, and I formally have to ask you, does it feel chaotic to you?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. That's what I
Yes.
thought.
I'm not used to this kind of puzzles, so
But this kind of puzzles or this kind of way of solving them?
way, I think way.
Yeah, so I would say that the one thing is that with practice it will go naturally. But the other thing is that if you try to solve a puzzle this way many times, you'll see that actually there is an order to this mess. So the one thing that is currently not great, I would say, is the top right corner.
Yes, this is not right.
So we can try to work around it, not necessarily build it, but we can look up close to this corner and be like, what bits I can see exactly on this image that I can like separate, because you have so many pieces there, and one thing you can do is just be okay, those things that are connected in two pieces already, they must go here or here or here, right? So you can try to arrange them. That's like we did this puzzle the same way, right? We are always placing those things where they approximately should be. So we can also do it here. I can see that you have at least 3 of those double pieces. So
Yes.
let's try to...
And probably they can, I can put them together, probably.
Maybe not together. You will figure it out when you place them in the correct order.
Yes, like this.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
and with one extra piece, I could join that. And now... No, this is not from here. Here.
Having a reference box is a blessing that we need to take advantage of.
Here.
When the day comes that they'll do competitions with no boxes, I'll scream.
This is the black cat here.
So we can ask ourselves what we are actually missing from those cats right now. Do we need more pieces? Do we just need to use those that we have? Are there more?
Let me see. No, I can't see anymore. So they should be all here.
They should be here. Okay, so let's
But
look
it's
at
not.
the image to see if we can identify at least one connection there. I can see a piece.
Yes, of course. There
Yeah.
one.
Those flowers are tricky, so. And I think you also said that you already had the green book there.
Yes, I have some pieces. I don't know if I'm missing any, but yes.
So let's look if we can find some of the green pieces. If we can, then we can try to place them in. So we can go from like both ways. We don't necessarily have to do the cats. We can start from the bottom, right? We can do the book and then go up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but probably I don't have all the book.
Oh, you don't have to have all the book, right? If you just have some and you have like two pieces that connect you to the cats, it will be easier to fit it in, right?
Okay, now
to continue with
I
something.
have this and this, and now this. And this one, I don't know. This is from another cat as well.
Yeah, right now it's alright. I would say we don't have to commit much more time to it. Or if it's going that fast, we can.
Okay, so
Okay, so what now?
it's okay like this. Oh, I think now I can join this.
Yeah. Perfect.
So now it's just fill the gaps. I have one piece.
Yeah, this is one thing, but I would recommend to always try to take them at this point, right? We have like, I don't know, 60 pieces left.
Mm-hmm.
It is still many pieces that we would need to like look at, identify, and try to put it in. So we can right now
More books,
do the
maybe.
same thing that we did at the very beginning. So we just look, take the most intriguing parts, and be like, okay, do I recognize it? If done, if I not, so let's say I'm taking those 10 pieces, right, like this. I'm putting them here. Can I say what they are? I know one. Okay. I am taking from those that are left the most unique ones.
Yeah, I have the pink ones that they are from the vertical books on the third column.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go there.
Is it easy for you to like feel this sensation of being really really fast? Like if you have if you are in a competition or just training for yourself, does it come to you easy to go into the mode of okay, fast 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 fast?
I think I forget to think about that at
Okay.
some point.
Okay, I totally get that. I know a puzzler, very good one, that they are doing this kind of mental trick that they like talking to themselves in their heads that all this time that they are puzzling, they just keep repeating faster, 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 faster. It's like never ending. I tried to do it. I don't think it helped, but it made me more aware of the need to like stay focused, right? Because from what I can tell by looking at the way you're puzzling, I would say you're very fast actually.
Well, if I do the puzzle before, I think I can do it fast. But my main problem is the first tries on the puzzles.
Yeah, the first tries. I think that the first try problem can be solved, but by what we talked about today, right? Just look at what is most unique and sort it out. This is like the most universal way to not get overwhelmed. To be like, okay, I will take this. If I can do it, I will. If I don't, I will just let it be, let it rest. I go to the next thing, so that you are always doing something, right? There's no stale moment, right? You just want to do something every time, and you don't. Yeah, this sounds really extreme. To be like, I always have to do something. I mean, like, it's not a necessity, but it is good to have this urge to, to be aware that you are not doing anything and to not be sad or stressed by it. So you can, if you have this, I don't know if you do, but if you have a problem with like getting stressed and overwhelmed, you can solve it by just doing something, right? You don't have to think about doing something in puzzles as putting pieces together. You can just think about sorting, moving pieces in the most, the closest to the puzzling area, to making your pile small, to divide the puzzle. Even the moment where you're not doing anything and just looking and thinking, it is doing something, right? So if there is any outcome to your thinking, you are doing always something. So there is no need to be stressed or to like focus on the fact that in your head you are not doing anything. Yeah. Not much of a conclusion there, but this is what I meant.
Okay, what now?
I think you can also tell right now that the rhinestones are more and more standing out. So we can take some of them and not do them, but just separate them from the main pieces.
Okay.
Just take some, to not be distracted by them, and not forget that they are there, right? And we now have two options. We can either start doing the rhinestones, because why not? But also, we can continue with solving those bits that we separated the rhinestones from. And from what I can tell, you are doing the second option. What can also help is to take all of the pieces that are just brown from the main pile, and even if there are like 5 of them, it is kind of sorting. It is not recommended to do it because you always want to sort a section that you will do at some point, right? Because if you
Yes.
started something at the very beginning and you didn't do it till the very end,
Yeah, I
just
lost my
basically-
time.
yeah, you just wasted time, right?
Red book here.
Okay, so you divided the main pile into 3. Very good. Now I'll have to catch up because I'm falling behind.
Okay. Okay, so I was missing some pieces that were mixed with the edges.
The edges, yeah, this is...
When I
this
moved
is
all
what
the
happens
pieces.
to me a lot as well. Yeah, and about the edges, with this puzzle, we don't do the edges actually, but when we think about any other puzzle, I would spread out the edges, and almost all the time I would spot like 3 pieces that are not edges. So it is good to go through your pile of edges, even if you are not doing it, which we forgot this time. But you were pretty quick to realize that something was wrong, right?
Yes.
And also, one thing that I really, really want to stress out is that, because I don't know if you ever heard about or even listened to people that said this, but there are many very, very fast puzzlers that say that the best way to practice is to just do many puzzles. And what is your what do you think about it? Is it true?
Yes, but I think that you also have to combine it with repeating the same puzzle to gain some speed.
Okay, so so you want to repeat puzzles to be able to achieve a certain speed and to see if you can do it as fast and to be like faster just with puzzling something you know. Yeah, this is a very good approach. But also, I would say one of the most important things are to really think about your speed puzzling, right? If you have maybe not a problem, I don't want to call it a problem, but if there are some things that bother you, even if it's very like basic, it's like, I don't know, I am not as speed as I would want to be. This is a valid problem. Then I would say that the best thing you can do is to sit down and do those puzzles, the repeated ones, but with a different approach. So you don't necessarily want to do them to get faster, but you want to do them to experiment and to analyze if I am doing something this way, maybe in different order, or I don't know, using one hand only versus 2 hands, or record yourself to see if if you're actually using both or not. There are so many different things that we can notice by just doing the same puzzle, and we don't have this urge in our heads that we have to be so focused and so fast because we are doing something for the first time, right? We don't have this component in that moment, so we can do it even slowly, right? I would say that at some point doing puzzles slowly really helps to develop the accuracy, to have this maybe not basic, but you have this foundation, right? That even if a puzzle is very difficult, by doing the puzzle slowly and many times, you'll be able to just like be good at puzzles, not at speed puzzling. And with speed puzzling, I would say it is very important to be good at puzzles as well. And this is, at least in my opinion, this is something that I came up with. And well, maybe not alone, but I was talking with some people, is that this magic trick to many fastest puzzlers is that they're just very good with puzzles, not with speed puzzling. So the more you can analyze what you are doing, the more you'll be able to take away from the, I don't know, bad habits, or just by practicing very separated skill sets, right? Because we can have training the flipping, we can be training the blocks of colors with how to let's say how to shape sort fast, because there are some ways to do it. What is the other thing? The other thing would be to be able to use both of your hands, right? Because right now what you're doing, and what most people are actually doing, and I kind of include myself into this category, we are just having our other hand as a support, right? So we are not using it, and it's not about like having two hands and with two hands solving two different pictures or even the same picture. It's just being able to utilize your other hand. And yeah, the one way to do it is to, let's say this is the pile of edges, right? And you know there are some edges, let's separate the ones with the rhinestones for now, and I will show you what I mean with utilizing your hands more. Okay, so what you can do is, if you have some pile of pieces and you use only one of your hands most of the time, like many people do, what you can do if you are not able right now to learn to use both of your hands in like the same speed and precision and everything, the very basic thing that everyone can do is to use your dominant hand to put pieces somewhere, but your other hand to be a provider, right? So let's say I have this piece that I need to put somewhere, and it should go somewhere, I don't know where. So I have this piece, right? And I can have this hand and do this and go back. But this is a bad solution, right? Because we are wasting time. So what we can do is, if I have this piece, when I'm going to place it, my other hand is already taking a different piece and not placing it in, but it's like giving it to this hand, and it's like this motion, right? Like this. So
Yes, the
one hand,
distance of your dominant hand is less. So
yeah, so one hand is solving, but the other hand is helping, but like in more efficient way, right? So it's not only about helping to rotate pieces or to hold them in your hand. It's always about being able to move your pieces as fast as you can, right? So if while doing some kind of puzzle or this edge, and you are using one of your hands, try to use the other hand for just bringing the pieces closer to the hand that is actually solving it. And there will be a point that you'll have all the pieces, because most likely your hand that is solving the puzzle will be slower than the one that is bringing the pieces in, right? Because this is like the basics of speed puzzling. So what happens is that you have all the pieces in one spot, and at that point this is when the training for using both hands actually kicks in. And this is the only situation when, if you don't have pieces that are in the correct spot, it is not even beneficial to use both hands, because your brain will have to be so focused on going back and forth that like it is not even possible. When if I wanted to make an analogy once, because I had this theory that I would be able to like learn how to do two different pictures in the same time with both hands. It kind of should be possible in theory, but it's like insanely difficult. But what I came to, I had this analogy that when you think about pianists, right? They are able to play two different sets of melodies with both of their hands, right? So this is like the bass hand, and this one is like the main hand, I would say. So, and they are able to do different things with the hands. But the main difference between us and them is that we actually have to look at things, right? They don't necessarily have to do it. So they, with muscle memory, they can do it. But for us, it is the same as if they have to play every time on a different instrument, right? Because every puzzle is different, and we always have to look at it like so intently. But they don't. They just have the piano, right? So yeah. I just can't wait to see someone that will be able to like solve two different things with their hands, but I don't know if it will happen anytime soon. So while you're doing the edge from the rhinestones, do you look at the edge pieces or how to connect them to the already existing rhinestones on the puzzle?
Only to the
Only to the
directly
edges.
here. Yes.
Okay. So there are two ways, right? We can either focus on what pawn or knob we have to find to like place it in, but also we can do what you are doing, right? So we look at those two different two informations, right? Because we already have three to choose from, right? So we can either do the two or the one, but there are some people that actually do three. But it's at the very end, right? Because at the very beginning we don't even have like the two. So at the very beginning, I would say, and I think you actually did this, to start with the pieces that connect to something that is existing on the already solved puzzle, right? So with this yellow rhinestone, we can connect this piece right here because it has the white section here, and with this yellow and this yellow, and there are some pieces that can be solved this way. So it is important to solve those very distinguishable one first, and then have more or less like, I don't know, maybe 30, maybe 20 pieces of something that is not that hard, right? We don't have to be confused and looking for or even at so many different pieces, right? We want to get rid of them as fast as possible. So, it's not working. Oh, yeah. So if we have something distinguishable, I think it's only natural to go for that. But there are also people that will just go one by one in a row, which is kind of insane. And if you can do it, wow. But from what I can see, you are using the most distinguishable ones. Yeah. So one tip, what you can do right now, since most of your pieces, oh actually you already have that, you have the pieces on the left, but what you could do, let's say in my situation, that I don't have so many pieces here, I can move the puzzle here and have the pieces here.
Yes, they are closer. If I put it, okay.
But at the same time, if you are a person that is standing while puzzling, it is not that much of a difference. Yeah, so
I'm done.
This is the perfect situation to do what you just did, which is having those pieces in one hand and just going pam 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 pam.
Yes.
Yeah. If there is something that you know where the pieces go and there is no other way, this is the best solution to do it. Yeah.
Okay,
Puzzle is
so
done. So
I think I got some useful tips about this one.
I hope so. So I have a question. If you have any questions or any things that you wanted to know, or not even relating to this puzzle, like in general,
Mm, I would have to think about it.
We have time. I mean, I have time. You have less time. Either with the blocks of colors or more detailed puzzles, or like not even about puzzles, like whatever.
Do you have any tips to flip faster?
Yes. Aside from the things that I already said in my Instagram posts, I think I have like 2 of them for just flipping. I would say that the one thing that I noticed, I will take this section out. So the one thing that you can do to improve is, so the main thing is that you want to collect as many pieces in your hands as you can, right? I was meant to flip it. Yeah. So the main thing would be to not have pieces like this at the very beginning. The one thing you always want to do is to spread your pile as much as you can, and then flip. And
Yes,
you'll
so
notice
that the pieces don't jump, for example. That if you have all the pieces together, they will jump a lot and move a lot.
Yes, this is one thing. But if you're careful, they won't. But you will be careful and you'll waste time, right? So we don't want to waste time or on being careful. So having those pieces separated and spread out is very good to even move around, right? Because you don't have to dig in a pile. So this is one thing. The other thing is that when you are flipping and you are separating the edges like you do, then you have two, I would say, 2 good ways to do it. And one of them is to, collect the pieces like you did, right? Maybe in 2 hands or no. And you want to have your pieces in like the same orientation.
I do that.
Yeah,
I do it.
This is very good. But what it does is that you have your pieces like in the center of your hand. And now, if your hands are big, then it's alright. But if they are not like mine, then what you can do is to think about, is it actually slowing me down to have so many pieces in my hands?
Yes, I see. Because
Yeah,
sometimes
so-
you lose mobility when you are trying
exactly.
to do.
So you can put some of them aside and go again, and it's like you will have more of this motion, right? But if you do this little trick that I learned recently, that you won't be like taking those pieces in the center of your hand, but you'll take them only with your fingertips, like this, like this. You have them here, and you just take them like this, and you have only those. It is much faster to collect them like this, and you can spend this time that you just saved on putting them aside. And it's actually much faster to do it this way. So it is applicable not only for edge pulling, but also for like sorting and for taking some section out, right? So if you want to take something, you are not doing constantly this move, right? But you can just do those, and you have already them, and you can just put them aside and don't waste time, right? So if you try with your fingertips, it will be much faster. I am not like 100% sure, but I would say like 85. So I would recommend to try to use those different techniques to see if it helps, and to do it many times. Like you can have this pile of pieces, right, and do it like 10 times with 10 times with fingertips, 10 times with pieces in the hand, and like take a mean out of this, and you know what I mean. It is very helpful to do those kind of analysis with basically anything is puzzling. If you want to get faster, it is very beneficial, and you are progressing much faster as well. If you're doing much thinking about it, right? And if you have something measured, if you have some proof in front of yourself that it works or it doesn't work, then you can decide more consciously or on like what is the best way for you, because we cannot say that there is one good way to do something, right? So I think everyone has to find their own way, especially when you look at the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships, right? And you see Alejandro, and maybe I am in the same basket with like panic and doing so fast. But then you have someone like Kristin or Veronica from Poland, right? And they are just sitting like this, and it's like. So there are so many different ways, and you just have to find your own. And this one will be the best, and it will bring the most out of you. And one thing, even if you think that something is the best for you, and there will be a point that you think like, I don't think it works anymore, and you will find something else and it works better. It should not be discouraging. It should be a happy day, right? Because I know so many people that would be, oh, I already thought that I had this best approach. I lost so much time on like using this technique, or it is a learning process and everyone has to go through it, right? So don't be sad if you find something better, because this is like the best thing you can experience. So it went in a different direction from your question, but I hope it answered it. Any other questions?
Okay, so I don't think so. Probably in 10 minutes I will think about a lot of them, but right now
you can also write to me, no problem, I will answer them. So, no problem. And if you go back from your responsibility.
I guess my goal for this year is to do the flip in under 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That right now I'm doing it in between 3 minutes and 30 and 4. So I want to do it in maybe 20 or 30 seconds less. Especially for worlds, because that time can be the difference between going to the next round or not. So
yeah, and I think that the main thing that will help you is the spreading, and then I think the difference between the palm and the fingers is, for me at least, it was like, I don't know, 5% or 10%. So you'll see. I will be interested to hearing from you if it works or not. All right. So thank you for today. I hope it helped.
Yes, it did.
I can say for myself, I had so much fun puzzling with you. So I hope you did too.
Yes, I enjoyed it a lot, and it's been a pleasure, of course, to learn from the best of the world.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think this year you will be placed even higher than last year, hopefully.
I would want to, but there are so many new people as well right now, so I don't know.
This is becoming really popular.
Yes, and there are so many people from Netherlands, like so many good people from Netherlands, and also new people from Poland are coming. You don't even know.
Yeah, and even from Spain, I'm coming also.
Yeah, and do you also have some new folks from Spain? Like, do you sometimes get like I don't know, because in Poland especially because we are just starting, I would say there are so many people that just like are starting right now, and they
Mhm.
realize that they are very good. And
Yes, there
I
is
don't
a lot
know,
of people like that in
so
Spain
it's
as
like that
well.
in Spain as well, right?
Yes, I started with this like last January,
Mm-hmm.
so I think it's 1 year in this for me,
Mm-hmm.
and well, I think I'm getting good times,
Yeah.
about 1 hour, so it's good for me. But
Yeah,
I
the
want to
progress
do
was
under
really good.
50 minutes consistently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that at some point when you just go below a certain time, like let's say you will get under 1 hour, it will be in a way you will be expecting yourself to do it in under 1 hour, and this mental change will also speed you up.
Mhm.
This is what happens with a lot of people that they just never had like a sub 50 and they finally get it, and it's like they can do sub
One
50
after
on many
another.
more puzzles.
Hmm.
It's like an unlocking something.
Yes, once you know you have the ability to do something, then
Yeah, it's not like a fever dream. It's like I can do this. I did it once. All right, so I will be stopping the recording right now.
okay.
So thank you to everyone who will be watching it later, and on the next